Hello and welcome to our Gold Lactation Online Conference for 2014. I'm Fiona Lang-Sharp, IBCLC and Public Relations Coordinator for Gold Conferences. Welcome to you all. I'm here today with just a brief interview with one of our presenters, Helene Johns. Welcome, Helene. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, and very pleased to be involved in this conference.
Well, it's lovely to have you, and I'm very excited to hear your presentation. And I'm just going to, the presentation is titled The MILC Study Exploring the Prevalence and Outcomes Associated with Breast Milk, Breast Milk Expressing, a prospective cohort study. So I just want to know, can you tell me a little bit of how did you first become involved in this study, Helene?
The MILC study is the mother and infant lactation cohort, and I became involved because when I was home with my children when they were younger. I was a volunteer counsellor for the Australian Breastfeeding Association, which is equivalent to the Lactation Canada. And through my involvement with the Australian Breastfeeding Association, I helped women who hired breast pumps from the organisation. And I was amazed at the number of women who were using electric breast pumps for long periods of time for healthy term babies. And I wondered why they were doing this and what effect it might have on the success and duration of their breastfeeding.
Well, that's very interesting, and it is true. I mean, today I still see many women who are exclusively pumping, not through choice, but by default because it happened to them. So it is a very fascinating. I'm very interested to hear more about your study. What can you tell me briefly about the results without letting out too much information, but was there anything surprising?
No, I wasn't surprised at all by the results. If anything, it confirmed what I suspected, that in Australia many women are able to stay home with their babies and not return to work, certainly not very commonly in the first 6 months after the birth. And my concern was about why we were using something that wasn't necessary. And the findings of the study indicated that there were lots of pumps being used, and I'll tell you in the actual presentation what the outcomes were.
Well, that's great. That's right. Don't tell us too much yet. This is just a teaser. So what can our delegates expect to learn from this presentation? What are you hoping that they will gain from this?
That we should be cautious when we're introducing new technology, and we should think about the implications, and we should explain to the women that we're helping the basics of breastfeeding and the simplest way to do things, because by doing that they are more likely to be able to succeed.
Yeah, it's very fascinating how the pump has become a standard part of having a baby, it seems. And I know for a lot of the mothers that I'm working with prenatally, it's an automatic question: which pump should I buy? And it's very interesting when we use different types of language, I think, with our mothers, how it can have a huge implication long term if we introduce an intervention like a pump into their experience early on. So thank you, Helene. That's been wonderful chatting with you. I'm really looking forward to your presentation and hearing more about your study. So that's all we have time for today. Again, I'd like to thank Helene Johns and her presentation titled The MILC Study Exploring the Prevalence and Outcomes Associated with Breast Milk Expressing, a Prospective Cohort Study. Thanks everyone for listening, and have a great day.